Hi, my name's Joe. I'm here with Hi-Fi Corner, and today I have David from dCS, and he's going to explain to us the Rossini line. David, can you explain to me some of what's going on here with the Rossini?
Sure. So the Rossini range is the entry point into separates, as we call them, which is where we've taken each of the kind of key components of the playback chain and put that into separate boxes. So a Rossini system could comprise of a Rossini DAC,
right, which is
and
this
a master
guy,
clock.
right?
Yeah, so this is your DAC.
Yep.
And this is your master clock.
That's our master clock. Yep.
So the DAC is a network streaming DAC, has an array of digital inputs, network input, USB, and then PCM inputs. You can, it's run ready also, but you can use Mosaic, which is our control app, and that will let you control, config, and play back from any source.
Right, okay.
It supports Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect. Natively, we have Tidal, Qobuz, these are built into the app.
Right, okay.
It uses the Apex Ring DAC, which is the same as...
So that's your newest DAC, right?
That's our newest DAC, yeah. So that's where we made some significant improvements to the analog stage of the existing dCS Ring DAC. So that's available in Rossini DAC, Rossini Player, and Vivaldi DAC. Right. It's got an array of output settings, so 2 volt and 6 volt are the output settings I would recommend. It also has 2 others, but that's more for when you use that Connect model or Apple AirPlay.
Right, okay.
An array of filter settings, upsamples to DSD or double DSD or DXD.
Right.
And then if you want to go into start going into separates, you've got the master clock here, which is just a grade 1 master clock. So that clock will output a 44.1 signal and a 48K signal. Right. And the DAC will automatically detect the right clock signal to lock to, depending on the
syncing up that timing that is so crucial to digital playback.
Exactly. Right. So if you're streaming 24.44.1 or 24.176 audio, the DAC will lock to the 44.1 clock signal. If you're playing 48K or 96K music, it will lock to the 48K rate. So it's always in sync.
Oh, perfect.
And that technology and that approach, that's something that goes right back to our days in professional recording and synchronizing components in the recording chain to one timing reference. So perfect. I mean, I'd encourage people come to a store like yours and listen. Once you've heard it, you don't unhear what a clock does.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's a really powerful addition. Also in the Rossini range, so we've got DAC and clock, but for those that still want to spin silver disc, we have an SACD transport. So that will play compact disc, super audio, and that feeds the Rossini DAC over dual AES.
Dual AES, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, this box at the bottom here, you see this is the Rossini integrated player. So that has all the technology that the Rossini DAC has, with the addition of a CD mechanism. It won't play SACD, but it will play CD.
But it will play CD for those people who have thousands of CDs that they don't want to rip onto a network hard drive or whatever.
Yeah, and then you can also match this with the Rossini clock. So a Rossini system can be DAC and clock, it can be player and clock, or you can go transport DAC and clock, which is a 3-box system.
Right. And we understand why you would want to go to separates when you're talking at this kind of level, because you're at about 23K for the DAC alone, and it goes up accordingly for slightly more for the player, and then for the clock, you're looking at roughly somewhere in the 8K range if my memory serves me correct. But so we understand that going through kind of the separates, but for those viewers out there that don't understand why you go from a bar talk, which is one single box, into separates, can you kind of explain that? Like, what benefits as a user could I get from that?
Sure. I mean, we're at the stage where it's kind of diminishing returns, but with every addition or with every component, you can get a real sonic benefit. So, firstly, a master clock, you synchronize the DAC to a master clock, you're going to get an improvement in kind of pace, rhythm, timing, you know, everything kind of locks in.
Yeah, I've done the A/B comparison.
Exactly.
You can hear it. And for
Space
those of
around
you
the
out there
instruments.
who haven't listened to a master clock and want to, come see us, but it's night and day. It really, truly is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. And then the external transport, I mean, transports, they're moving parts.
Of course.
You know, they create jitter, noise. So that was always something that we made dedicated transports to get data to the DAC, but also to let the DAC do
what it's got to do.
Core job. Yeah. And if you compare a transport DAC system to an integrated system, the transport DAC, you can hear what it brings. And that's what we always say. It's like, look, listen, start with a DAC, you know, add the clock, take the clock back out again, add the So
you kind of go through it. You want people to listen to it so they can understand it.
Exactly.
And of course, then they have their own dedicated power supplies and stuff. And of course, that adds to, you know, the performance of each machine instead of this using all one power supply. Not that that sounds bad by any means. For those of you out there, it sounds wonderful. But we're talking on a whole different level when we're talking about Rossini. And that performance, I mean, one of the best systems I've ever heard personally was a Rossini going into a preamp. It was a valve preamp. I love my valves. Into an active pair of ATCs, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. And that was the Rossini with the Apex upgrade.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So I mean, for me, it was great. Yeah, I can't really.
No, I mean, all our products share the same DNA.
Yeah.
So, you know, in terms of signal processing, filtering, upsampling, clocking, how we do the PLLs, it's all the same from Bartok through Rossini through Vivaldi.
Yeah.
So it's kind of small differences. So with Bartok, you know, we're governed by form factor and having one power supply. Whereas in Rossini, once you can start to separate things out, you can have one transformer for digital, one for analog. You can separate out the clock. You can separate out the transport. So then you start to get technical benefits in terms of jitter performance, but also sonic benefits.
Sonic benefits. I mean, and that's what we're here for. You know, it's really the sonic benefits. It's for our ears. Another cool thing that I really like what dCS does, and you guys done this for the Vivaldi range and for the Rossini, is you've kept the casework the same as you've upgraded from the Ring DAC to the Apex Ring. And so people are able now, they don't feel like they've spent their money and gone, oh, now I have an out-of-date product, because you guys have offered an upgrade to the Apex DAC for the Rossini and the Vivaldi. And that, to me, shows dedication to the end consumer from a company, which is really rare in today's market, because most people would just put out a new box and say, sorry, the one you bought last year is out of date. While you guys are saying, no, it's not out of date. Not only do you do software updates, you're also doing hardware update in the same chassis, which to me, I think is great. You know?
Yeah, no, that's something we could easily have spun out a new range.
Of course.
But we believe in our products having a long life cycle, and you know, when you invest in the dCS, it's a journey, and we think it should improve through its life. So if you trace back all of our products and you take them from version 1.0 to where they end, the performance is massively improved. And for us, with the current range of products, you know, we've added the mappers into Bartok, Rossini, and Vivaldi. So the Ring DAC running at a different speed. We've added new filter responses. We've improved Mosaic. We've added streaming services. So all through the life, we've been.
So you're just constantly improving, constantly improving.
Exactly. So that's mostly in the software domain, but we finally got some time for the team to really look at the analog stage of the Ring DAC, and that was where Apex came from.
That's where Apex came. Yeah,
and,
nice.
I mean, it sounds amazing, but that was where we wanted to bring that to existing dCS customers and existing products. So it was, okay, how do we do that? Okay, well, let's offer the upgrade.
Yeah, and it's like, what's that old saying? It's like a fine wine. As it ages, it gets better and better and better.
Yeah,
and that's lovely. And I think that's where we can end it today. David, thank you so much for coming in. My name's Joe. I'm from Hi-Fi Corner. Thanks for watching. Remember to click on the bell icon, like the channel, and like this video. Thanks and take care. And remember, always enjoy your music.